Today's question is from Jen, and it's all about just sitting down and working out which projects I want to start. It's a mystery, and don't know where to get a lot of my ideas. This is the Creative Crafters Podcast. Hi, I'm Bette from Bette's Makes, and this is your questions answered. Now, just sitting down and working out which project you want to start, that's pretty broad questions, but here's an idea, and I was using this morning as I was starting to design for our next big event that's coming up in a few months' time. I like to be way ahead of the curve. So I started out with a theme or a topic about what I wanted to work on, and I still didn't have any ideas. So I tend to come up with a theme first. For example, let's do Mother's Day. So I might want to figure out, what do I want to make for Mother's Day? I need 16 to 20 projects that I could possibly do. That means coming up with more ideas than what I want to make. So here's my little process, and I hope it works for you as well. All right, I come up with a theme. First place I go to is design bundles, and I type in the theme that I'm working on, and it's pretty broad, so I get a lot of images and things that I could make. So if I typed in Mother's Day, it will come up with everything Mother's Day that's possible. What I generally do is go down the list and I look at things. If something comes of interest, I right-click on the item and open it in a new tab. I'm not going to look at it all, so I just go through that process, and that's with design bundles, and just sort of go through the first 5 to 10 pages of what they have to offer, put some things into a tab. So now I have several other tabs open of what I'm interested in. Next, I go to Creative Fabrica and I repeat that process to get some other ideas of what I would like to work on. So now I'm adding 5 or 10 more tabs, and I get a lot of ideas that way. Now with Mother's Day, I might decide, okay, Mother's Day cards, I get some ideas there. Mother's Day vinyl, I get some ideas there. So I just go through that process. Now, I also just go to Google and get some ideas there as well. Now, you could do the same with Pinterest, Creative Fabrica, just some different places that you can go and get some ideas. I even sometimes go to Etsy and look at what's offered for that theme as well. Now, in the end of it all, I have a whole bunch of tabs open, and those tabs then give me some ideas of whether I want to download if it's free or buy it if I have, a membership there. And then I gather all of those together and keep them into a folder. And now I can go through that folder with a lot of those ideas of possibilities. Now, as I'm doing my little research in that way, I'm also have a little notebook in front of me and sort of sketch out some of the ideas that are of interest. Now, I know that's a long way around, but just take an hour or so and just sit down and figure out the projects that are of interest to you, and then you can go through each one of them, decide, no, I don't want this one, yes, I want that one, and then just download those projects, but keep them in a folder inside your downloads folder and just call it project ideas. And then you can take the time offline to go through those and see which ones are really going to resonate with what you want to make. For me, that's the easy way, and then I just make my list and I can go through, do I need to alter this design? Do I need to design it myself, or can I purchase it and just use the design as it is? Now, that's a long answer to your question, but it will give you some ideas of how you can go about it. This has been the Creative Crafters Podcast, and your questions answered.